Everybody finds one of these at some point, I guess. I was out thrift shopping with my partner and I found this thing for $8. I thought it was interesting. I have no idea what it is. Figured I would give it a look and see if I could figure out what exactly it was. I mean, it's clearly meant to be emulating like a Game Boy, right? Like a Nintendo Game Boy. I'm gonna get into this later because I want to see what it looks like when we take it apart. But it's made by a company called Lexibook, which I have never heard of in my life. Big ol' off on off switch. Looks like it takes mini USB. Great. Luckily I happen to have prepared one. And then the control scheme, low-key reminiscent of a Super Nintendo, minus the shoulder buttons because there are none. Let's see. Up arrow, down arrow, D-pad. Well, that's so interesting because it's not like a whole D-pad. It's not like a connected D-pad. It's every button is an individual thing. I mean, I felt worse. Sound on off, so that's great. You don't even get an adjustment switch for this or anything. There's also no headphone jack on this, I just realized. So this is gonna piss off your parents if you get one of these. There's a reset switch, what I have to assume is start, pause, and then A, B, X, Y. I want to see if this thing will turn on, which it sounds like it does at the very least. It has some form of battery. There is something on the screen. It is very, very dim, which I assume means that the battery is dead. It is very plasticky, I will admit. So if I turn that back off, you can hear how just plasticky and empty it sounds. Like this thing weighs nothing, right? Come on, buddy. Focus on the screen. You can do it. Good fucking job. Oh, okay. So I'm wrong. There's like 3 separate levels of volume. So there's off, low, second low, high. So I guess we're just going to keep it on off for now. How much you want to bet there's like a bootlegged version of Mario on here somewhere? So this should now be in focus. You're going to see a little strobing across the screen. It's not there in real life. Like the screen's actually kind of okay. But it... Also, the backlight completely dies if I do that. There we go. But because, for whatever reason, this camera I'm using right now is garbage, it did not want to record the screen. So I turned off all my lights and am recording in the dark. So this seems to be one of those bootleg Chinese consoles, I'll be so for real. It claims it has 301 games, but eventually some of them loop. Though I will say these seem to be doing pretty good at breaking the norm. Oh wait, never mind. I feel like I saw Go Fish in here earlier. But we're going to start and just pick out a few that I find that I think are kind of funny. What is primitive man? Okay. So B and A appear to do the same thing as each other. Or sorry, B and X appear to do the same thing, and Y and A appear to do the same thing. This game's trash. If I had to guess what primitive woman is, I have to assume it's the same thing. Oh, snow themed now, and she has a different weapon. Is that rocks? It's so hard to tell. Also the way she walks. Contest 2004. I mean, we have to see what it is, right? What is this Binding of Isaac bullshit? Okay. This thing also has a hair trigger. It'll reset at the slightest tap of the reset button. Strong pill? Apparently I can adjust what stage we are on. Somehow. This music low-key sounds like off-brand Pokemon. Also, it's weird how the music just freezes. Like that. Masked Man? Okay. Interesting. No, thank you. I think we're good. I don't think we need to play any more of that. Mouse Hero. Oh, it's one of these. That's so weird. Normally this is like a, how long can you keep these things in the air for? Rip. Power Robot. Okay. This feels very Doodle Jump-esque. Okay. It's very Doodle Jump. It's just high. See how high you can go. Nut Cracky. Did not read what that said. Wait. Pubble. I'm a big fan of Pubble. I pobbled. Don't tell me they make me sit through this annoying screen every time. Oh, no, they really do make you sit through this annoying screen. Okay. That's bad game design. Hitting mices. Not hitting mice. Not hitting a mouse. Hitting mices. What is this whack-a-mole type-ish? Why does this game feel familiar? I thought that game seemed familiar. This was in a JonTron video.
Well, we gotta start this off the right way, so of course I'm gonna pick Hitting Mices. You know, this one really stood out to me, and I think they wanted it to, mainly because they printed it twice on the back of the box. Oh, complete with Nightmare. Hitting Mices? Mices? What, mice wasn't good enough for you? You wanna hit more? You want to pluralize the plural so you can hit more? You're a monster. In this game, you play as a cave gorilla throwing what seem to be, what is that, beanbags?
So interesting that my version is different than his. Because I guess my version was made to fit on one of these things, but I'm just like, damn. Apparently the old version of Hitting Mices wasn't, or the new version of Hitting Mices wasn't good enough. Yep, there's that monkey. And you still seem to be a gorilla hitting mices. And then there's Hit Mouse. I wish I was kidding. Audacity Snakes. You mean like popular audio editing software Audacity, right? What is Hit Mouse? Whack-a-mole. But it's the easiest fucking version of Whack-a-mole ever. Boy, sure would be nice if these games came with any kind of instructions. Okay, so hitting mices is like a keep the mice from getting in the hole type game. Hit mouse, excuse me, is whack-a-mole. Conte energy? What is this version of Rob the Robot? This is just a less fun version of Rob the Robot. And Rob the Robot already wasn't that fun. Bitha. Okay, let's see what Bitha is. I somehow know less now than I did before. What does this have to do with the fucking menu screen? Huh. Oh, and of course, don't forget everyone's favorite game, Little Red Hood. Made explicitly to avoid copyright. Man in red. If this isn't Mario. Oh, I don't even need to spam. I can just hold. This is just fucking Space Invaders. Grot Kid. I mean, we have to, as like a finale, we have to see what Grot Kid is. Okay, I'm at the top of the screen. Right. I think I'm done with that. Alright. Now I'm going to take this thing apart because I really desperately want to know what's in this. Oh, wow. Okay. That's about what I thought. There's like nothing in here. I'm a little surprised this screw wasn't holding down the battery cover, or wasn't holding down that console. Also, this singular wire, more than likely why the screen doesn't light up proper. Unless it's plugged in. Because I'm sure either the wire is not delivering enough current, or the battery is dying. Not at all held in by anything. Oh, this thing is just held in with friction and dreams. Okay, good to know. For all intents and purposes, it's put back together, and like every good project, there's always one screw remaining. I don't really know what to say about this thing. It feels and sounds and looks like it was made to be cheap and mass-produced, and to their credit, they did it. It was cheap and mass-produced and garbage. Don't be surprised if I never take a look at another device like this again, because this was just a lucky find in a thrift store, or lucky find in a thrift store. We'll see if I'm able to find another one like it anytime soon, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Hold on. Leave a like. I can kind of do it. Comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And help me on my goal to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, please. Thank you.